living on a disk, floating through space, with a tiny sun.
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification icon and join button if you'd like to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member and keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live. There's also a PayPal, Patreon and crypto link in the info box below the video. Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the nature of Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected. And if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience. This in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel. So please share the show on Facebook and Twitter. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, then you should subscribe, hit the bell notification icon and join button to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now, we are joined by Paul Hull and 10th Man, together with a whole bunch of people in Discord. So welcome, one and all.
Yeah, first email here.
Hello.
Great to see you, Nathan. We've got a bit of a twist, a bit of a surprise. We've got Craig, Fight the Flat Earth. Craig, are you with us?
I am. What's up?
Hey, hold on, bro. Yeah, great. So, Craig, you've heard the housekeeping questions. I'm
Many
sure.
times, yes.
Yeah, and obviously we're going to go through them. Nathan's going to obviously ask them, and hopefully you can answer them for us.
I can do my best.
Fantastic. Nathan, he is all yours.
Don't mind someone else asking them. You're around 10th Man. Do you want to ask housekeeping questions?
I'm right here. I can do it.
Feel free.
All right. Any signs of a physical geometric sphere edge horizon, formerly known as Earth curve?
Oh, yes, it's been measured several times.
Hold on.
Go on.
Hold on. Go ahead. Tell us all about it.
Well, there's geodesic surveying methods can measure the radius of the Earth quite well, and it's been done several times. There's an entire list. The one I like to reference is the transcontinental triangulation of the American arc of the parallel, which measured the radius of the Earth using the USA. Several teams also did similar measurements across the world. You've got ones that did it across Asia, across India. You've got a team that did it across Great Britain, a team that did it across Europe, all different times throughout history. And the interesting thing is that whenever they do it using known geodetic surveying methods, they all come to the same conclusion that the Earth is a curve. So it's a repeatable, it's a testable thing. Anyone that knows how to be a surveyor can do this. You can learn to be a surveyor, get the tools and do it yourself. It's certainly a scientific evidence of the Earth being curved, the fact that we can measure the radius.
Okay, scientific evidence would be a subsequent of cause and effect. An experiment, so this definitely...
Yeah.
They do it. What do they do exactly? What are they doing? What are they measuring?
They are measuring the elevation points along several known points above sea level. So they get to known distances, right? So say a point on the west coast of America and the point on the east coast of America. And then they would do lots of measurements from point to point to match it all up, and then use geodetic surveying methods to get triangles to calculate the areas of what they have measured. And when they add up all the triangles together, the internal angles of all the triangles always equal more than 180. Now, if the Earth was not a globe, then the triangles wouldn't ever have angles that were more than 180, but all of the triangles that you get when you add up these measurements equal 180, more than 180 rather. So I'd say that being able to consistently measure and test the measurements it's very good scientific evidence that the Earth has a curve.
Just said it's not scientific evidence.
I mean, you can say that, but I'd agree with you, but we'd both be wrong.
I didn't interrupt you. Can you shut your mouth?
No.
Yeah, I'm talking. I'm responsible.
Yeah, I know you are.
Don't talk through me.
don't what? Sorry.
Very polite. This isn't going to last long.
Sorry,
Craig.
what you
when
saying?
I respond, you start talking through me.
Oh, cool.
Now.
Yeah, no worries. If you talk to me like that, I'll talk to you back like it. It's cool. No worries.
Shut up.
No, I won't shut up.
Do I have to gag you, you
You
pathetic
can.
twat?
It's cool. He's muted me already, guys. As you can see, he's already muted me.
I will if you don't shut up and let me respond.
Cool. No worries. On you go.
Say it again. Seems that you want to censor me, Craig.
No.
Are you scared of me?
Oh, absolutely.
Are you
not,
scared
Nathan.
of me?
What's that, Slappy?
Then shut up.
No.
You scared of my response?
No, not at
Well,
all.
then shut up.
Are you triggered?
You seem scared.
Oh, look at you, triggered little boy. Oh, you're going to keep shouting? Shall I just let you get this out? Are you going to?
You haven't shut up.
Stamping your feet already
You're scared
like a
of
little
me.
baby. Oh, it's amazing.
Good lad. It's not scientific evidence.
I'd agree with you. Then
there is no naturally occurring phenomena that
Yes,
an
there is.
experiment has been performed to. There you go again. You seem to be a little bit triggered, Craig.
Oh no, not
if
at all.
You wouldn't mind, like you got. I'd like, without you giggling and talking through me,
Cool.
me to get the second rendition of something you've ignored.
Nice.
Through to you.
So it's cool.
Yeah, you can try and shut up at least once for a response,
maybe,
Craig.
maybe.
It's the second rendition.
Maybe.
It's not science,
Maybe.
mate.
If
no
you say so,
naturally
I'd
occurred
agree with you,
phenomena
but then we'd both be wrong.
has been studied. No experiment has been
Yes,
performed.
there's been many
Not
experiments.
science.
It
not
is.
Scientific evidence.
Again, I'd agree with you, but then we'd both be
You
wrong.
still seem to be interrupting me, Craig. You had your long, boring waffle.
Yeah,
And
cool.
then I've got a few questions.
I'm just saying that I'd agree with you, but then we'd both be wrong.
Not your turn to talk. It's not your
Seem
turn
very
to talk,
tricky,
Craig.
Craig. Hey, do you want to go away for a few minutes?
No, I'm cool. I'm having a lot of fun.
You seem very triggered. Do you want to go away for a few minutes and calm down?
Says the one that's been screaming.
Well,
and
can I just say
shouting like a
something,
baby
Nathan?
already.
Can I just say something, Nathan? Craig, we just heard your answer. Yeah.
Chemo, you know what I mean? No. We'll try and calm Craig down, see if you can allow me to actually respond to him without interrupting like I'm doing now.
If you say something wrong, I'm going to interrupt you. It's
already triggered before I've even started.
I think everybody can see who the triggered one is, Nathan.
Nobody interrupts you, Craig. No one interrupts you. You're being a heckler right now. Just sit down and listen to his response.
Cool, no worries. On you go.
Everybody else on the panel.
Yeah, cool. On you go. Anytime.
You don't need to give me permission. You just need to calm down. Maybe
on you go. I'll let you speak. On you go.
Right now, when you're interrupting me.
Yeah, cool.
Just calm down, Craig. I know it's very stressful for you.
Whenever you're ready, Nathan.
Can you do that for me?
Yeah, cool. Whenever you're ready. Awesome. Off you go. You've got permission.
Excellent. So, not only is this not scientific evidence, that's the first issue, which you obviously tried to obfuscate. Second issue is you said they used geodetic surveying methods. So,
yes.
Nod along, my friend. You just need to shut up. Go away. Have 5 minutes, Craig. We'll talk amongst ourselves while you calm yourself down.
I'm not saying anything.
You're very triggered, aren't you, mate?
I haven't said anything.
Right. Chuckle away, fun boy. I'll try again. Let's see how you get on. You said they use geodetic surveying methods. So they'd be surveying tangent planes then, correct?
I didn't catch that. Could you repeat that?
Try shutting up.
I wasn't saying anything. It blocked out and I didn't hear what you said. Try not being so triggered, Slappy, and just finish what you're saying.
Who had the bet on the first ad hoc?
I don't think you know what ad hom is. That's amazing.
I've not even get a chance to deliver my argument in rebuttal yet. No triggers. You haven't tolerated it yet, Craig. But you keep interrupting my friend.
I didn't interrupt that time. You just said shut up and I didn't say anything.
I'll try again.
Why don't you shut up?
So you said they were using genetic surveying methods. And my question the second time, while you nod along and interrupt closing the line, is your triggers, and you need to nod along when we've got mics that have gates on them. Technically illiterate. Cool. Ad hom, that's a fact.
I don't think you know what an ad hom is, to be honest. But
cool. Very triggered, Craig. I'll try once more. Third attempt. I'll keep counting them off as you interrupt.
If we get to 10, you have to take off your shoes and socks.
But technically illiterate. You're closing the gate, therefore you can't hear. Okay?
Oh, it's cool. No worries.
You just need to shut up, Craig. That's the fourth time I've told you.
Yeah, no worries.
Try.
Yeah. I'm amazed you can count to 4, actually.
These geodetic surveyors with their geodetic survey methods, they'd be assessing a tangent plane when they move location wouldn't they?
They measure elevation points, as I explained.
On a tangent plane.
As I explained.
Sorry, are you ignoring my question? Is it
No.
no? They don't measure tangent planes.
I told you what they measure. They measure elevation points. They measure
Every
drops
time I
at
repeat
elevation
the question
points.
that you've got,
Yeah, cool,
Yeah,
Nathan.
you seem to-
Carry on being ignorant. It's all fun. There's
You're the
600
ignorant
people on my
one, Craig.
channel watching you be ignorant. It's
You're
fun.
embarrassing, Craig. You're embarrassing.
Of course.
Second at Harmon.
Of course.
Maybe a third time?
And
Yes or no answer?
any time
You
you
seem
want to
to
carry
know
on,
my-
Nathan, as I explained, they measure elevation points.
On a tangent plane.
As I explained, they measure elevation points. There's your answer. Move on.
You don't understand geodetic surveying then. You don't know what tangent plane is.
As
Stupid.
I've
I
explained,
thought
they
you-
measure elevation points. They measure the drop between the elevation points, and then they calculate it all with triangles to see what the actual, the distances would be, as I've explained. And when you put the
I see.
triangles together, you get angles that are more than 180.
Drop of what?
The drop between the points. If you're looking from one, I forgot what they're fucking called.
Please.
What's the things that geodetic surveyors use?
You didn't listen. Don't swear.
I'm sorry that it's very hard for you to hear a swear word. I guess that's what happens with mature people. Anyway,
Just
yeah.
don't swear.
Oh, cool. No worries. The amount of times I've heard you swear on here, Nathan, I find that entirely ironic.
And in a live show.
Did he boot me?
Do you not know what a tangent plane is?
Do I have to say it again, Nathan?
Yeah. I've asked you if you know what it is and whether or not they use it. You haven't given me a yes or no answer, though. You dodged
Lights.
the
Thank you,
question.
Harry. Sorry.
You seem to talk through me and ignore the question for the fourth
Yep,
time.
I've
So
answered
they're
the
not
question
meant-
several times, Nathan. It's not my fault that you don't understand.
No. No.
Good to
Not
know.
measuring
Good to know, Nathan, that you don't understand the answer. No worries.
Well, no.
Well, somebody just had to feed you information, right? That's cute.
Sorry, I
Thank you,
forgot. I
Harry.
forgot the word for a second. That happens.
Was it a yes or no answer to my tangent plane question?
They measure elevation points, as I've said several times.
Is that a no? They don't measure on a
As
tangent
I've
plane?
said, they
Yeah,
measure
they do.
elevation points.
Do a dip of what? What's dipping?
The,
What's the
the
drop to?
if you look through the theodolites and to try and target one
At
point,
what?
you will see that one falls below the other when you are measuring.
Point? What point? What point are they measuring?
Well, it depends what distance they're doing. I could get up the document to show you how they do it if you like.
Just tell me.
So, well, it
I wanna
depends.
know what
When
they're
you're saying
measuring.
when you're saying what drop, it depends on what location they are. So they get two known locations of known elevation above sea level, and measure to see if one theodolite would be below the other when they look through the target, and then they add up all the angles that they get.
They're looking through a theodolite at something
Yes.
to see whether or not it's dropped.
Sorry.
They're looking at something that's got an angular size reduction then.
Angular size doesn't make things fall down.
Yeah, it does.
Sorry, but alpha equals 2 times the arctan of g over 2r disagrees with you.
Ray, why are you babbling at me maths?
Well, because maths
things-
is what describes reality, and if you're
talking.
talking,
No,
Nathan,
no.
you asked me a question, and I'm going to answer, little man.
Eat that mic. Eat that
Right?
mic.
You asked the
Eat it.
question, and
Mic
now
for
I'm
me,
going to
bitch.
answer. Okay?
Yeah, I've asked you if it accounts for perspective or not, and you're now telling me and justifying why it doesn't, correct?
I am saying that I don't think you understand what perspective is, because perspective
you're
doesn't make
telling
things
me you
fall
don't know
down
what
below.
perspective
So you're allowed to
that.
overtalk me, but I'm not allowed to do it to you. Oh, look at you triggered. Keep going on, Nathan. It's amazing.
Why are you holding the question?
Why is he avoiding the question, Armin? That's a good
I'm
question.
trying to answer the question, but unfortunately, you don't know how to have
Yes
a
or no, then?
conversation.
Okay, let's
You know
do
how
a
you
rendition of the question. Does
technically
it or does
yes
it not,
or
while
no?
Arwin decides that he's going to rumpus this question, does it or does it not account for things getting smaller and reducing towards the horizon in the distance?
Oh, things
low.
would absolutely reduce towards the horizon, but they would never drop below it. They would never drop below a tangent, would they? That would be ridiculous. You're not
Sorry,
suggesting.
below a tangent.
Wait, Nathan. You're not suggesting that angular size make things
Angular?
drop below.
Clarity.
Wait, no.
Below a
you-
tangent.
No, wait, you're not suggesting that angular size would make things drop below a tangent, are you? Because that would be ridiculous. That would be ridiculous if you're suggesting that. Is that what you're suggesting, Nathan?
Maybe constantly talk to every response.
Nathan, is that what you're suggesting? Are you suggesting that things were due to angular perspective? Nathan, are you suggesting that? Nathan, are you suggesting that things would drop below the tangent due to angular perspective? Is that what you're suggesting? Yeah, I guess you are. That's amazing.
It's called rumblings, like every other Fundy who comes here.
Oh,
what
Fundy.
Tangent?
Fundy says the guy with no evidence about anything.
What tangent?
Whichever tangent your eye line is creating.
Tangent to what? That would be a straight line that intersects a curved surface. So you're assuming you're measuring a curved surface, then?
No, I don't need to assume anything because the measurements show that.
Tangent. You just said a tangent. That's a straight line to a curved surface. So you're assuming that what you're looking at is a straight line to a curved surface.
So I don't need to assume anything because it's been measured.
Oh, you're begging a question, you flat.
Oh, be quiet, you little... Shush now, little lady. Shush now, Slappy. Come on, Slappy. Come on, Slappy. You don't need to assume... Slappy, you don't need to assume if you're making a measurement, do you?
Assuming a curved surface, then, Craig.
Nathan, if you're making a measurement, you don't need to assume anything, do you?
A measurement of a curved surface.
Nathan, if you're measuring, you don't need to make an assumption, do you?
You're assuming that you're begging the question, Craig.
What's that, Slappy? I don't think you know what begging the question is either. Wow.
You're assuming a tangent.
The amount of fallacies that you are pulling out is amazing.
Your measurement's curved.
Are you so
Craig, hold on. Listen, hold on, Nathan, wait. Craig, tell me before you run away, where is Nathan wrong?
I'm not running away. I'm here.
I said
everywhere.
I'm asking you, Craig. Where Nathan? Not Nathan. Craig. Tell me where Nathan is.
I can't hear anything.
Yeah, hold on a second, please.
I'm not saying. I'm saying I don't.
Where is Nathan wrong in what he's saying?
I haven't said he's wrong about anything. I am just saying what
I'm
a
not
tangent
wrong.
is. No, you're definitely not begging the question because you don't know what begging the question is.
He's a moron. He's used a fallacy.
No. You're using the fallacy, actually.
You're using a fallacy. Yeah, you're using one.
Okay, can we get to the next question? It's going to get silly, Nathan. Can we get to the next question? Okay, so he's not...
I chalked it up as one to me. Move on.
Could I ask one question?
No, you're begging the question.
Of course we are. Yeah. Anyway, measurements are begging the question. It's amazing. Measurements are begging the question. That's incredible.
Nathan, sort of ask him a question, please. Just one.
Right?
I'm talking to
You've
Nathan.
assumed the curved surface.
No, I don't need to assume. I don't need to assume when there's a measurement, do I?
Assume the curved surface.
I don't need to assume. I don't need to assume. I don't need to assume when it drops down based on the tangent, do I, Nathan? Nathan, I don't need to assume, do I?
Maybe you'll tell me that I'm begging the question.
Yeah, no, you are. I don't need to assume because I'm making measurements.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm begging the question here. I'm drawing a tangent to a curved surface I've assumed, really.
Oh, no. I'm not making an assumption. I'm doing a physical thing. I'm doing a physical thing. What's that, Slappy? Sorry, Slappy. I can't quite hear you. I can't hear you over you being so triggered.
I've pointed out how moronic it is because it's a logical fallacy.
No, it's not a logical fallacy. A nice fallacy. Is that all you've got? Fallacies. Is fallacies all you've got, little man? Is fallacies all you've got? Fallacies all you've got, little man? Fallacies all you've got?
Hey, noise. Listen,
Nathan. All you've got, Nathan.
Craig, listen. Answer this question. Are you assuming?
You don't do that here, Craig.
No, I'm not assuming anything. Measurements don't make assumptions. They're measurements.
Nathan, where is the assumption? Guys, hey.
How many people are pointing out? God, these people are so thick.
What's that? 580 people watching you be a dumbass. It's brilliant.
You are begging the question a logical fallacy.
Sorry, Slappy, I'm just going to ignore your fallacy nonsense because it makes no sense. I don't need to make an assumption, moron. Look, little bitch, shut your face. I don't need to make an assumption.
Okay, enough. Craig, at the beginning of the show,
Brommy, not now, Brommy.
Nathan's sworn at me 3 times, so I'm going to respond in kind.
No, he'd let you talk. He'd let you finish your sentence.
You haven't proved Earth curve. You've just begged the question of a tangent.
No, we've measured Earth curve. We've measured Earth curve. If we are measuring a tangent and it falls away that means there is an
if
Earth
we're
curve.
begging the question of a tangent to a curved surface, that's begging the question.
No,
But
it's not.
justify
It's
it by
measuring.
shouting it at
It's
me,
measuring,
moron.
Nathan. Nathan, it's measuring.
Measuring an assumed curved surface.
And right, okay, if you assume that there's a measurement,
Okay.
listen,
Question, fatty.
what's that
Okay,
little bit?
not
Sorry,
okay.
Slappy.
I
Sorry,
love
Slappy.
fallacy,
What's that, Slappy?
idiot. How
Sorry,
is it gonna
Slappy.
tell
I
you?
can't hear you, Slappy.
Okay.
Sorry, Slappy.
Yeah, I am
No,
assuming
sorry,
curved
Slappy. I
surface.
can't hear you.
Okay.
Sorry, I can't hear you
No,
being
it's
so
a lot of
triggered.
fallacy. How many
I
times
can't hear you being so
Michael,
triggered,
Can we
Nathan.
have silence? Everybody be
More
quiet, right?
be asserted by getting
Nathan,
more overt
Nathan,
with your assertion.
Nathan, I don't need to make
Okay.
assertions when there's a
Not
measurement, do I?
Okay, to make a question here. If you'd watched the show, you'd know
Fallacy,
that.
fallacy.
Fallacy.
Yes, you are using
No,
the
mate.
fallacy to avoid the fact that there's a physical
I don't really
measurement.
understand fallacy very much.
Oh, cool. Like I said, I'd agree with you, but then we'd both be
Not
wrong.
cool.
So-
You begged the question.
No, I haven't.
Now we're going to move on.
Nice fallacy,
Finally,
fallacy. Well
calm
done.
yourself down a little bit. Tolerate the next.
Come on, Slappy,
You
move
failed.
on. I understand that you're
enjoyed a lot of
intimidated by someone with actual intelligence, so...
You're annoyed that you failed the first hurdle.
No, sorry, Slappy the Clown. Slappy the Clown, I
Measured.
understand it's very
Taking the
hard for you to take the fact that measurements disagree with what you are saying. I understand that your magic pancake world has been destroyed by physical measurements.
Geodetic survey does.
No, we know.
And
All right, so Nathan, what's the next housekeeping question? The next one. He has to. He's not going to concede. We need the next question.
Buzz, shut up.
Evidence of current radius, the R value.
Any evidence of R?
Try that again. Any evidence of R?
Yes, absolutely. The geodetic surveying methods actually calculate the R value to be exactly as it has been stated.
Are you fucking dumb? You've just debunked this, you stupid
No,
twat.
again, I'd agree with you, but then we'd both be wrong. So,
This last 10 straight minutes.
I mean, you can say you've debunked it, but Nathan, it's like saying you've debunked 1 + 1 = 2. I mean,
We have
let's
just
face it,
debunked
you can barely tie your
question.
shoelaces, so I doubt you can debunk that.
Geodetic begging the question, fallacy.
Velcro.
Moron.
Fallacy, move on.
Not fallacy.
Yeah,
begging
fallacy,
the question.
fallacy.
In this case,
Fallacy.
It's the case.
Fallacy.
That you lay down in your first position.
Fallacy.
That would be the drawing a tangent to a curved surface that you've assumed is curved.
Fallacy.
That is begging the question. Now don't repeat it.
Sorry,
for a third
Slappy.
time.
What's that, Slappy?
Unbelievable moron.
Slappy, it's very hard to hear you over being so triggered. It's very hard to hear you over being so triggered, Nathan.
That's excellent.
I understand that you've already lost this point and you're very angry about it.
Earth curve.
I understand that you're very angry about losing the point, but you don't have to get so triggered.
It seems you just want to point out that I'm triggered when I'm actually pummeling you.
No, you're very triggered, little Slappy man. You
That's
haven't
the
ever
third
pummeled.
time
Thing is, what's that, Slappy? I can't hear you if you're being so triggered.
And in response, you've said okay.
Yeah,
Not
I'm going to ignore your fallacies. I'm going to ignore when you use a fallacy.
There's a lot of Discord rumblings.
I would ignore you.
Now we're on the third housekeeping question, given that you've answered the first two with the exact same fallacy.
No, not a fallacy. Measurements aren't a fallacy. You're using the fallacy.
Measurements of a tangent.
Measurements
to a
of
curve.
measurements are measurements, Nathan.
You don't seem to want to listen. You just seem to say that that's
no,
a measurement.
I'm here to troll you because you're a little bitch.
Craig.
No, let's make
Now,
it
I know
clear.
that you
I'm
just
here
want
to troll you. Nothing more.
You don't want to let it go. You don't want to accept.
Nathan, I understand it's very hard to lose the 2 points so hard. I understand it's frustrating that I am ruining your world here. I understand.
They are.
I know it's very hard for your world to be shattered in front of your eyes, Nathan. I understand.
Yeah. Anything else?
He doesn't have a clue what he's thought. I've listened to him. He didn't know what a tangent plane was. He just read nonsense out of a book and spewing it out.
Maybe you'd like to inform him. Let him know. You can educate him if he'll tolerate it. Go ahead. Let him know.
You couldn't educate anyone.
I'm trying to. You just have to shut up. Okay, and I'm Brian.
Educate.
He might be
educate.
Brian.
Fuck me.
You don't know your own name.
People
Fucking
talk
hell,
like
educate. Seriously, Nathan, you have to take off your shoes and socks to count past 10. You couldn't
You have to
educate
gag
anyone.
him. Hold on, Brian. I might have to gag him. He can't control
You can
himself.
gag me all you want because everyone on my channel can still hear me. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to create a new
Brian,
emoji on my channel.
your name.
I'm just going to quickly create a new emoji for Slappy the clown
Craig,
here.
you just need to shut up.
If you say
Go
so,
ahead.
Nathan.
Brian. Oh God, he's obviously so triggered he cannot shut up. Try for the 5th time.
Oh, that's
Now-
perfect. I'll use this emoji.
Brian, go
Okay.
ahead.
Have you got the 3rd question now, Nathan, or?
Oh my God, I'm actually going to have to gag him. He's not tolerating anybody but himself.
This is such
I'm
fun.
Come out.
Right, let me just add this emoji to my channel.
Kick your
Yeah,
bell.
go
Kick your
ahead.
bell.
He's very, very desperate for
Yeah,
a good circle
yeah.
jerk. He
Yeah,
needs
I
to
know.
score because he got hurt. Ryan,
Oh, Arwen, the most interesting man on YouTube. Arwen, I've got to say, when I'm watching your streams, Arwen, I am absolutely riveted. You are the most interesting man on YouTube. It's amazing.
Anything spherical after that is a calculation.
It's a calculation, it's a calculation. And when you calculate, you get the Earth's curve. It's amazing.
Mathematical conversion from Cartesian coordinates to
Yeah,
geographical.
I don't know what that word means.
So every time Craig mentions geodetic surveying and curve or anything to do with drop or any of these kind of things, what he's actually talking about is post-Cartesian coordinates. He's talking about after
I'm talking about measurements.
After all the measurements have been mathematically converted to latitude and longitude.
No, I'm just talking about measurements.
Because that's what they have to do. They have to reference the WGS84 or the NGS80 ellipsoids as their mathematical reference models. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He didn't even know what a tangent plane was.
Right.
Any evidence of gravity, Craig?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Hold on.
Evidence of gravity is quite easy.
Redshift
Redshifted, gravitationally shifted. Was I not just asked
Hold
a
on,
question?
Craig.
Was I not just asked
Hold
a
on,
question?
Craig. Hold on. Yeah, but hold on. We'll get
Spurs.
We'll get to that.
Know how to keep his mouth
I
shut.
got it. Everyone be quiet.
I was asked the question. I was trying to answer. That's all.
Earth-based variety.
Sorry,
You couldn't be heard.
You cut out a bit there.
Line. He's technically illiterate, doesn't
Hold on,
understand how
Craig.
technology works. I'll try once more, see if Craig gets it. He's giggling, cuts the line. Pence
Oh,
man.
that's amazing.
No, he can't get it. Too
Well,
stupid.
You know, if you didn't put such a large noise gate on, it wouldn't be an issue. But, you know, I was asked the question, so I'm trying to answer.
Shut up. We just want to hear the question once without you talking through it.
Will I read the question?
Spurs
No, he
asked
won't
me the
let it
question,
happen.
didn't he?
No, 10th man will ask you the question now. Go, 10th man.
All right, we'll try again. Any evidence of axial rotation, Earth-based variety?
Yeah, absolutely. You can measure the rotation using superluminal fluids. Superflade Flerfs coherence. It's quite an interesting way to do it, actually. So now, if the Earth is rotating, then there's certain effects that should happen, right?
Begging the question. That's begging the question. If Earth is rotating,
already.
That's not begging the question. It's how you come up with.
You're begging the question to start with.
It's the very definition of a begging the question fallacy.
Now,
My
listen.
God, how stupid are you?
Try to
Do you not
listen.
understand? We don't
Try to
the question here.
listen. Try to listen.
Spinning the question.
If the Earth is spinning, then we'd be able to test
That's
it.
begging the
Right?
question.
No, you
Fucking
can't just
dumb.
shout. You can't just shout begging the question without listening to what I'm saying, little man.
But you started with the beginning
Are
question,
you?
Craig. Come
Okay.
on.
It's not begging the question. It is
It
putting
is.
something out there,
Sphere.
right? I'm saying
trying to
that
prove.
Well, you.
You're
Nathan.
asserting it
Nathan.
as
No,
pretense
I'm not
to
asserting
your
anything.
argument.
I am not
Very
asserting anything.
textbook
I am
definition
saying
of a
if.
begging the question fallacy.
I am
You
saying-
unbelievable plastic.
Okay, fallacy. I understand you don't
Not
understand what begging
okay.
the question is. All right,
My
yeah.
rate.
Okay,
Say
Nathan,
okay.
cool. Okay,
Not
Nathan,
okay.
cool. All right, yeah, it's cool, Nathan.
Fallacy.
Brilliant. No worries.
Right.
Fallacy, all you like.
You.
Now, I am not
Fallacy.
making an assertion. I am
Everything
saying
that I
if.
prove
I'm
so
not
far
making.
from you.
I am not
You're
saying.
begging the question.
Oh, cool.
It's
Are you
pathetic.
really this triggered, little
Don't
man? Come on,
beg
Slappy. Are you really this triggered?
Question.
Nathan, are you
Just
really this
talking
triggered?
through me.
Are you
Like, how
really
you
this
offer your
triggered?
logical fallacy
Are you
so
really
right.
this triggered?
You
Are you seriously?
pummeling you.
This
There's no
triggered?
freaking conversation.
No, because he doesn't let me talk. So I'm not making.
But you don't stop talking.
I'm not
man.
ma-
You
I
don't
am-
stop talking at all.
Now I am not
Don't
making
like
any
to
assumptions.
that you're wrong.
I am not making
So
any
you're talking
assumptions.
sensible.
I am not begging the question. I am saying if.
That is the deck.
No,
It's this. There's no other words
Right.
for it.
it's how you
Just
test
hold him.
something.
Look
Okay,
up
you
begging
make
the
a
question.
hypothesis. The hypothesis is that the Earth is rotating. Okay.
I don't know what science is, you stupid idiot.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I've already.
but-
Sorry,
I'm sorry, but you don't understand how to create a hypothesis. Are you saying that my hypothesis can't be that the Earth is rotating? Are you saying that my hypothesis, Nathan? Are you saying that my hypothesis can't be the Earth is rotating? Are you saying that can't be my hypothesis?
How are you going to prove that?
Nathan, are you saying that I can't have a hypothesis? No. Nathan.
Hello.
Nathan,
no,
are you saying that I can't?
It cannot be because you haven't observed it anywhere.
Oh, actually,
you're just making shit up. You're just making shit up, Craig.
But that's the thing. A hypothesis can be anything. Based on an observation, you can then create a hypothesis. Now, my hypothesis.
Now you're moving on. Ignoring my rebuttal.
I haven't even got out my fucking evidence yet, little man.
You are ignoring my rebuttal. You have begged the question. If Earth is a sphere, starting statement begs the question.
No, it's a hypothesis.
A hypothesis establishes the cause and effect when dealing with natural phenomena. I've already detailed that.
Absolutely. And my hypothesis is that the Earth is rotating.
Or you are incapable of listening.
Oh, no. Oh, really? You haven't shut your little flappy mouth yet, Slappy the Clown?
Sorry, you haven't acknowledged my rebuttal. You stating
recognize that?
Yeah, is a begging the question fallacy.
Oh, cool.
Now, you've done that for every single claim proof to a housekeeping question.
If you could shut your little flappy mouth for 1 second.
Every single claim proof you've had has begged the question.
If you say so, fallacy, man, carry it on. Right, now, if you're going to be quiet for 5 seconds...
Right now, you haven't
no,
the
you
rebuttal.
Start talking again. No, I haven't said anything for you to rebut yet.
You've said if
because as soon as I start talking, you get extremely triggered and start shouting like a little baby that you are.
Where your argument dies.
Are you triggered? Are you this triggered? Are you this triggered that you can't let anyone talk? Oh my goodness!
Trying to prove that
this is amazing. Look at the scientifically illiterate people, guys,
that
don't understand how to create a hypothesis.
If Earth's rotating, that would be the thing you're trying to prove.
Yeah.
Therefore, you are assuming in the starting point of your premise and your argument.
That's not an assumption. It's not an assumption. I didn't make an assumption.
Now, I realise
I didn't make an assumption.
Single word that I've said, and all you've done is talk through every word.
Yep, you haven't shut up yet. Nathan, I haven't made an assumption.
I don't want to hear.
Nathan,
because all you have
oh my goodness, he doesn't shut up, does he?
Assuming the very thing you're trying to prove.
Oh no, I haven't made any assumptions. I haven't made any assumptions at all. That's not an assumption. No, it's not. It's a question. It is rotating. An assumption would be the Earth is rotating. Right?
And your starting premise is an assumption.
No, it's not. You don't know what an assumption is. That's cool.
So you just know it's rotating.
I understand your grasp of the English language is tenuous at best.
I'm begging the question.
I understand.
I already know the
outcome. I'm going to
assume it as part of my premise.
No, I understand that you're. Not only is your grasp of the scientific method really bad, but your grasp of the English language is also tenuous. I get that. I get that. No, if you can be quiet for 10 seconds, if you can be quiet for 10 seconds. If you can be quiet for 10 seconds, if you can be quiet for 10 seconds, if you can be quiet for 10 seconds, okay, I'm in charge here, you be quiet. I would, but you don't have any, so, yeah. Now, be quiet.
Great,
if I can be silent for 10 seconds, I haven't done any fallacies. If I can, see guys, this is what people do, right? I'm just going to mute that.
You want to tell me?
Right, what you hear, guys, right, is that these people, they don't let you talk. They don't want to even hear an explanation as to why you might be correct. They just shout fallacy, fallacy if you say, well, if the Earth is rotating, then this would be the case. That's not making an assumption, not at all. That's just saying, well, if it is, then we could possibly test for that to be the case. But as... well, if I showed my screen, you could just see it going up and down because he's obviously just going on right now. I might unmute it in a second and listen to what they're saying again. But
Craig?
Hello?
Yeah, you got me. Yo.
Yeah.
I've been sitting here laughing my ass off at this shit the whole time.
I know this is hilarious, isn't it?
It's exactly what I went through, and you've made it a lot longer than I ever could have hoped to. It's just, hey, this guy is fucking nuts, man.
I know.
Like, just...
I'm just going to wait until they kick me. The funny thing is that they don't even let you get out what you're trying to say. Because saying, well, if
Yeah.
it's rotating, that's not making an assumption in the slightest. Anyway, let's see what's going on in there.
I add.
Is he there? Oh, Nathan, sorry, I was on another call there. My bad.
What, getting help? So
Exactly.
Getting help. No, I was just talking to one of my sons, actually.
I've
got people sitting in the call listening to you.
You need help with that, do you?
No, I was just having a laugh about you, actually. It was quite funny.
Oh, right. It's very funny.
Yeah, it's
Why
funny
don't you
that
actually
don't
try and
understand
address some of the rebuttal, i.e. the fact that you've used logical fallacy called begging the question, assuming the outcome, when you say
you're using fallacy because I haven't... Right, Nathan, now, can you be quiet for 10 seconds?
You're a moron. I expect it. Don't apologise to me.
No, Nathan, can you be quiet for 10 seconds? Do you think?
You can stop my balls while I teabag you.
I would, but you don't have any, so...
You're proving Earth's...
Is there any chance you can be quiet for 10 seconds?
That would be assuming it, though, wouldn't it? A logical fallacy.
No, you can't. You can't be quiet for 10 seconds, can you?
You don't have to do whatever I like.
No, it's my show.
I'm glad you're here.
Nathan, you're actually on my show.
Showing the audience just how stupid your logic is.
Yeah. How many are watching your show right now?
Yeah, that's right. Your logic is flawed.
Yeah, how many are watching Nathan, how many are watching your show? Just out of interest.
Using, Craig. It's good fun pointing that out to my audience.
Nathan, out of interest, how many are watching you right now?
I have no idea.
Well, look at your YouTube.
Sorry, who cares? You've been teabagged because you've asserted Earth is a sphere.
You can't teabag anybody. You don't have any balls.
You've got a tangent to a curved surface.
Nathan, you're as smooth as a Barbie.
Earth is spinning. The premise you're about to find with a fallacious use of logic.
Oh my goodness. Watching you teabag would be hilarious. Just like a flat surface hitting something like this.
You've been annihilated.
A teabag from Nathan would literally look like that.
It's
amazing.
Systematically by a flat Earth.
Cool.
Next question.
Did your old boss teabag you as he beat the crap out of you as you ran out of the building, Nathan?
Yeah.
Craig,
you use fallacious logic.
Audience size,
is there any chance that I could answer the question? Because I was asked the question and I never got a chance to answer it. It's amazing.
Moving on, you use fallacious logic. I know that in your mind you've denied every single time I've tried to rebut it.
I'm going to answer the question that I was asked now.
Is that and then I stuck my balls in your mouth.
You don't have any balls.
And we all had a good laugh while you're telling us that you're on a phone call. Unbelievably pathetic, but that's what's actually happened. Now we're moving on.
Nathan, I am streaming on my channel. I was talking to my subs.
Then that's sad because they can hear this.
Yeah, they are having a great time.
You care about your sub and view count.
Is there any chance that I could answer the question I was asked now?
Well, you're not answering questions. You're talking about your sub and view count.
Oh, I tried to answer.
Moron.
I tried to answer, but unfortunately, your little Barbie brain couldn't cope.
No. I'm more interested in the argument about the nature of reality than my view count. You, on the other hand, don't have a rebuttal.
Oh, I haven't actually answered the question. Nathan, it's very hard to have a rebuttal when I haven't answered the question
Your
yet.
rebuttal is to ask me how many people are watching. Because that's what you're interested in,
Nathan,
Craig.
I haven't even answered the question yet because you're too triggered to notice that.
You used a fallacy.
I haven't used any fallacies. Is all you've got a fallacy? Seriously, is that all you have? Look, Slappy the Clown, I understand that it's very hard. No one wants to touch your pee-pee, and that's very frustrating. All right?
Every single tactic that every glober who ever comes ever uses. That's what you've done.
So are you going to let me answer the question, or are you going to keep shouting like a little child? No, not moving on. I haven't finished. I haven't answered the question. I haven't answered the one about rotation, so I'm going to try and do that, please.
Any scientific evidence of gravity is the question on the table.
Oh, yes.
You've already begged the question for a single question so far. We don't need to go over them 10 times.
Scientific evidence of gravity is quite easily. It's called gravitationally shifted photon. Gravitationally redshifted photons leaving the surface of the Earth.
As exampled by...
As exampled by the fact that photons are redshifted as they leave the surface of the Earth.
And?
Well, why would that happen if gravity isn't real? You need to explain why they're losing energy.
You unbelievable cocktards. Do you want me to make this proof for you? So immediately into yet another fallacy, asking me to prove it for you.
Is that what you've got?
Ask me how your claim proves what you claim it claims.
You didn't even ask me how it...
No, it is
Let me explain it then. Let me explain it then.
Ask me how it proves it, you stupid idiot.
I didn't ask you that. Right. Let me. Are you going to let me explain
Get to
it,
that
or
part.
I've got this.
Just let Brian repeat himself, Craig, if you can tolerate it.
Yeah, Craig is also begging the question again, as he hasn't proved gravity. He's just showing what would be an effective gravity might be real. That's all it is, according to him.
Oh my God! Scientific illiteracy is hilarious.
Okay, what's the naturally observed phenomenon?
The light shifts towards the red spectrum as it leaves the surface of the Earth.
Light shifts to the red spectrum.
Yeah, towards the red end of the spectrum as it leaves the surface of the Earth.
Okay.
That's a naturally observed phenomenon, right? The wavelength of light that we receive.
Perfect. Thank you. There's more to follow, shockingly.
Yeah,
and what was the cause of that? The independent variable. What was the cause?
The cause would be gravity, which you can actually alter the independent variable by changing the distance that you measure the photons at. And that would alter the independent variable, which would be the distance. Listen, let me speak. Right? If you vary the
vary, and then you said by varying something that isn't gravity.
Again, I'd agree with you, but we'd both be wrong. You can vary gravity by altering variables.
That's correct. You said vary gravity. If it's the independent variable,
yeah, absolutely, you can vary gravity by altering the distance, and that varies gravity.
Not something that can be varying, not physical.
I mean, are you
of course.
Of course it is. I mean, you can ignore the facts if you like, but the fact is that the gravitation, the redshifted photons leaving the surface of the Earth is because of an energy deficit.
That's what the dependent variable was, redshift. And according to Craig, if distance, independent variable, then redshift.
Yeah, if you alter the distance that you are measuring the photon at.
So the independent variable would be distance, not gravity.
I was in the middle of talking. No. I was in the middle of talking. No.
So you think distance causes redshift?
Nathan, I'm trying to talk. Thank you. Right.
Yeah,
so,
that's not gravity.
No.
If distance, then redshift.
No. Once again,
apparently in mathematics,
by altering the distance, you vary gravity.
What is redshift? Nothing to do with gravity. You just ignored me, though.
No, I haven't finished speaking, so it's very hard to hear you when you talk over me when I'm saying something.
Every time I leave a pause for you to respond, you moan about not getting a chance to speak, another Glover tactic.
It's very hard to hear you when you're raging. It's very hard to hear you when you're raging. It's very hard to hear you when you're raging. Yeah, because distance varies gravity. So you can change your idea of gravity by varying the distance, can't you? I understand you don't get science, Nathan, but that's how these things work.
Distance doesn't cause redshift.
Distance actually absolutely does in this case. The different distance that you would measure the photon at as it leaves the surface of the Earth would give you a different redshift. And the
gravity then.
But it absolutely is gravity.
Did you hear?
No. You can't say it's not gravity because gravity is defined in a certain way.
So, like Brian pointed out, just begging the question then.
No, not begging the question because gravity
is a function. Very distant.
Gravity is a function of mass and distance.
Gravity is the cause of redshift.
Yes.
You're varying distance and then just saying gravity, which is actually begging the question, Greg.
It's not begging. Oh, fallacy. Every time you say that, it's a fallacy.
I point out it's begging the question. He comes back with the fallacy.
Yeah, because that's all you've got.
No,
that's
fallacy.
Yeah.
That's not actually a rebuttal to claim that me pointing out where you beg the question, or in this Brian pointing out where
it's not a fallacy. You are trying to use a fallacy to avoid answering a question. I understand that you don't get how science works, Nathan. I understand that you're scientifically illiterate. I understand that your IQ is around single figures, but you have to try and understand a little. It's very hard.
Take the question again, haven't you, Craig?
You can't teabag anyone when you don't have any balls, Nathan.
You're telling me I'm stupid?
Yes, you are. You're an absolute moron. In fact, you're one of the most retarded people I've ever met. For fuck's sake, dude, you woke up your wife to tell her the Earth is flat. That is a fucking retarded thing to do.
But you superimpose gravity onto it. That's begging the question,
No, I don't need... No. I haven't superimposed gravity onto anything. Gravity is a function of distance and mass. Distance and mass.
It's not superimposing gravity, so it's not proving gravity then.
No, it is proving gravity because we know gravity is a function of distance and mass.
Oh, we know.
We know.
Yes.
We assume it. Kind of like begging the question then.
No,
really.
no, that's been shown. That's been shown to be fact.
No, I'm not begging.
Yes,
it. We just know it's real.
No, it's been experimentally shown to be fact.
We know.
And
It's proven by something that isn't the thing I'm claiming proves it.
So, right.
Or something
My observation.
If distance and redshift, not gravity.
Yeah, well, distance is a function. Distance is a function of gravity.
Function of gravity.
Distance and mass.
Ding, ding, ding. Keep begging that question, Craig.
No, not begging anything. It's not my fault you don't understand how gravity works, Nathan.
Gravity is not a force.
Is fallacy all you've got? Sorry?
I think we've sorted this.
Oh, you don't understand.
Yeah,
you want to go with the gravity isn't a force thing. Well, gravity creates a
Anybody
force.
who's going to get on with the housekeeping questions now, you know, he begs the question for everyone.
You've lost all of the housekeeping points so far. You're going to have to change the beginning of the show, Nathan.
You assume it's unbelief to answer every question.
How do you convert into kilometers from meters?
Are you doing what George Muster told you to do? Is that, you know, gravity is not a force, but you can think of it as one? Is that what you're doing right now? Are you thinking of gravity as a force?
I don't need to think of gravity as a force because there is a force created by gravity.
Well, gravity now creates a force.
Yeah.
What's the force that gravity creates? What's that?
It's it creates an acceleration of about 900 meters per second squared on Earth. Oh.
You haven't. That's a number. You have a name for that force? What's the force that gravity creates? I don't want a number.
An emergent force.
An emergent force?
Yeah, do you know what emergent
the hell
means?
Is that?
It means it's a consequence of something else.
Can you define that for us?
Yes, it means it's a consequence of something else.
Can you cite that afterwards?
Sorry?
What's the consequence of?
I didn't hear what you said. Nathan spoke over you. What did you say?
Can you define emergent force?
Yes, I
that
just
gravity
did.
creates, and then cite that for us, please.
Absolutely. Gravity is an emergent force, as in it is a consequence of something else. The curvature.
It's an emergent force, or it creates one? Because now you're flipping your words. You just said it creates a force. Now you're saying it is the force.
Right. When we say gravity is a force, that's a colloquial thing. All right. There is a force created by what we call gravity, we call that the force of gravity. Okay. Gravity is something that causes something else.
Force of gravity? That's what you just said.
No. I said that the curvature of space-time is what creates the.
Oh yeah, can you demonstrate that?
Yeah, this has been demonstrated many times. What do you want me to demonstrate?
You're stuttering, Craig. Does gravity create the force of gravity? Because that's what you just said.
No. Okay, maybe I misspoke there. I did say that. What I'm saying is that there is a force that is measurable. Okay, we call that the force of gravity. All right, but gravity is what is creating the force. It's the force itself.
So you said it
again. I'm trying to explain. The force itself isn't gravity.
Please, what's the measurement, please?
Hold on, that's not the question. We want scientific evidence.
I'm being asked about 4 different questions. Okay.
What's your scientific evidence of gravity? So far,
redshifted photons leaving the surface of the Earth.
So the cause of that was distance,
which is a function of gravity.
So you just begged the question that gravity was part of this experiment. Yeah, we pointed that out and you ignored it.
Oh, because you're wrong. I'd agree with you, but we both be wrong. So
I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a fallacy. Look up begging the question. Maybe tell me that I'm guilty of fallacy.
Maybe look up fallacy, because that's all you've got.
Yeah. How predictable is Craig?
Oh, how predictable is Nathan whenever someone there says anything, it's begging the question.
Either.
So, can you debunk gravitationally shifted?
Yeah, we covered this.
Can you
just
debunk it or?
Time, Craig.
No, it's amazing.
Yeah, you superimposed your fundamentalist religious gravity belief.
I haven't superimposed anything. It's a fact.
If we have distance, then we have redshift. What was that experiment called?
I'll have to get the actual page for it. If you.
So you don't even know what the experiment's called.
There's many different experiments.
You don't care about how many different there is, you ignorant twat. You're thick. You don't even know the name of this claimed experiment that proves gravity. You don't even know the name of it.
The Pound Rebecca experiment. Thank you.
Pound Rebecca experiment.
Yeah.
And she proved gravity, did she?
She. Oh my goodness me! You just think because the word Rebecca's there, it's a woman.
Right, did she or did she not? Shut up, chocolate.
She who?
Did she or prove gravity with this
who?
experiment?
She who? Who are you talking about? Who's she who?
Your citation. Who am I talking about? No, nobody.
I didn't say there was a woman called Rebecca. I said it was called the Pound Rebecca experiment.
The citation of yours is: does it prove gravity with this experiment? Yes or no?
It does.
Right. Let's see the citation
of the Pound Rebecca experiment. It's more than a citation; it's an entire paper.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
And the IV was distance, the DV was redshift, right?
Yeah.
It's not gravity.
As we know, if there is a difference in distance...
No, it's not gravity, not scientific evidence thereof.
Again, I'd agree with you, but we'd both be wrong.
You
Because
could
if
agree
you vary the distance, you are varying gravity.
IV, that'd be the thing that's varied is distance.
Yes, and that varies gravity.
And the DV is redshift. There's no gravity in there, mate. Don't you get it?
No, you don't get it, because varying the distance varies gravity.
Oh, it's me. I don't understand.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not gravity, then redshift.
Hey,
it's
Nathan,
distance, so not proving gravity, moron.
The difference in distance creates a difference in gravity because Fg equals gm1 m2 over r squared. I know I know that is all fucking foreign to you, Nathan. I know all of that is. I know that Fg equals gm1 m2 over r squared. It's very hard for you to understand.
Dependent variable now changed to gravity because now we've got if distance then gravity. It was if distance then redshift.
No, the varying distance varies the gravity.
Variable from redshift to gravity.
I haven't changed it. You just don't understand what I'm saying. It's fine. I understand, Nathan. It's very hard to get through your cognitive dissonance.
And I can pay attention to what people say and the words that they use and formulate that into nonsense and then point out their nonsense back to them pretty swiftly, actually, Craig.
We write it down, Craig. We know what you say.
Yeah, I don't need to write it down. I can listen. I pay attention quite closely to what people say.
So, you vary distance, therefore you vary gravity. That means that gravity is the IV.
DV is now gravity.
No,
so
the IV is gravity.
Then gravity. No, you have now changed the DV from redshift to gravity.
No, I haven't, because gravity is still the IV, and the way you vary gravity is by changing the distance.
What you've told me that you
changes
haven't
the
done
gravitational
that.
force.
I've pointed out that you have and how you have. And then after telling me that you haven't, you've then done it immediately again.
I understand you don't understand. It's very hard for you to get it around your little brain. I get it, Nathan. I get it. That it's very hard for you to understand basic concepts. It's cool.
And when I point out that there's no gravity in that, he then substitutes redshift if distance then gravity. So you've just substituted the DB in this non-science.
Nope.
Superimposed your fundamentalist religious assertion and belief in gravity as a begging the question fallacy.
Because
on this non-science,
changes gravity.
Changing the DB from redshift to gravity.
How do you vary gravity, Nathan?
But now you're asking me a question, so it's burden of proof reversal fallacy number 2.
No, it's not burden of proof. I'm just asking a question.
Scientific evidence of gravity, Craig.
Nathan, I'm just asking a question.
Scientific evidence of what you've claimed.
I am just asking a
you've
question.
imposed gravity as the dependent variable.
Nathan, I am just asking a question.
Out 3 times.
Nathan,
don't listen. You're very stupid.
Nathan, are you able to answer a question?
I'm not. I've already asked a question. Scientific evidence of gravity.
No.
Tell us.
No, I'm asking you a question.
I'm asking I point out no gravity in that then, and you say if distance. Variation in gravitational attraction.
Are you able to answer a question?
That's changing the dependent variable, Craig.
No. Are you able to answer a question, little man? I understand I understand having no testicles gets you very frustrated. But if you could answer a question, that'd be lovely.
I can recognise. My balls are in his mouth.
You don't have any balls.
So it's obviously me not answering your question, followed by an ad hom, right, Craig?
I don't think you know what an ad hom is either. That's amazing.
You don't address the argument. In this case,
I'm not trying to address an argument. I'm trying to ask you a question. And then I said you've got no balls. That's not an ad hom.
Challenge my rebuttal. Instead,
can I ask you a question, or are you just going to keep shouting like a little lady?
Craig, you're at the point of illiteracy with how little you know about...
I'm sorry, I get too excited when I'm watching your streams. You're going to have to stay out of the conversation.
You get me far too excited.
You get me, Nate,
If you-
Arwen, you get me far
if
too
you-
excited. Like honestly, your
Yeah, we
streams
get on.
are the most amazing streams. I get so.
Okay.
I mean,
Shut up. He's
honestly,
triggered,
I
clearly.
can't have you talking,
Yeah,
Arwen.
too
It's going to
triggered.
get me too excited.
Triggered.
So,
Too
Nathan,
triggered.
are we able
Calm
to
down,
ask a
chill,
question yet?
Craig, calm down.
Can I
Take a
ask-
breath.
I can't.
All
Arwen's
okay.
here.
Calm
Arwen, get me.
down.
Arwen gets me
Craig, calm
excited.
down.
I can't. Arwen's here.
Calm down.
You'd have to ask,
gotta
you'd have
treat
to ask
him like a
Arwen tonight.
child.
I can't calm down.
I'll
Arwen's
calm
here. He's
down,
the
Craig.
most exciting man on
Control
YouTube.
it.
Calm down, man. Relax.
I can't. Arwen's
Relax.
here.
Or showing for his audience.
Arwen,
Or
stop
showing.
talking. Oh, Arwen, please. You get me too excited.
Yeah, that's how you sound.
He's having a stroke now.
Relax.
Please, Arwen, get some help.
So we understand you're nervous because you're not sure what the hell you're saying, and you're still going to provide us a citation for the force that gravity creates, right? Because you did say that gravity is not a force, but it creates a force. You called it an emergent force.
Yes.
Can you describe that to us and cite it for us, please?
Again,
keep going. His audience is listening.
You were talking about in your experiment. Did it actually vary that?
And I
varying.
The ability to put down a consistent train of thought.
Arwen, you're going to have to stop. I can't cope when you start talking.
Holy blabber.
Guys, Arwen's
Nothing
here.
he said.
Oh my God,
make
Arwen,
any
please.
damn sense at
Arwen,
all.
you're getting me too excited.
He's got measurements of this.
Every time I watch your stream, Arwen, I get far too excited. You're going to have to stop. All right? You're too engaging. Arwen. You're going to have to stay out of
He
it.
had measurements of the force, whatever this force is, this
The
emergent
force
force.
the force created by gravity or the force of gravity? Because he seems to be confused right now.
Oh, no.
Which one is it?
Yeah, he wasn't clear about that.
I think he
Which one
wants
is it?
I think he wants to distance himself from this question. Let's move on to the next one.
Go ahead.
I still haven't
Any
asked him. So
viable hypothesis
Nathan,
from
so
any of
how do you vary gravity?
Craig,
Why
you
is
seem
he
to be
talking through me?
triggered by this question.
Oh no, I'm asking you a question. I haven't listened to what that was.
Go ahead.
How do you
Any
vary
single
gravity, Nathan? Sorry,
He
I'm
is
not
he's
listening
definitely
right now.
triggered
I'm
by it.
asking Nathan
I'm
a
sorry,
question.
Ken. Our guest can't tolerate this question. It's obviously disturbing
I
for
didn't
him.
hear the
Try a third.
question. I've tried to ask my question several times. So Nathan,
Try a third
how do you
time.
vary
Go ahead.
gravity, Nathan?
Any single viable
Sorry,
hypothesis.
I can't hear what you're saying right now. I'm
He
talking
can't
to
tolerate
Nathan.
it.
Hey,
He's too triggered.
shut up!
Yeah.
Well, maybe when
Too
I'm
triggered.
asking Nathan a question, then I'll shut up.
Try a fourth time. 10.
So Nathan, how do you vary gravity?
Viable hypothesis.
Nathan, I'm going to keep asking this
Yeah,
question.
he's scared of the
Why are you
question.
going to do that every time?
For-
You're a
if
clown,
it's-
bro.
So
It's
if
all right.
he told the audience he was coming here to
Nathan.
answer housekeeping questions, he lied to you.
Nathan, how do you vary gravity, Nathan?
Rather than answering them now, isn't he? He's not letting them be asked.
Nathan, how do you vary gravity?
Okay, I understand.
We haven't
Craig,
proven gravity yet.
you know, you
Nathan,
won't tolerate them
Nathan,
being
how
asked.
do you vary gravity?
Then you might
Nathan?
have to answer, right? Maybe you'll be begging the question again pretty
Oh,
quickly if you
fallacy,
actually let one be delivered.
Nathan, how do you vary gravity?
Gravity. That's your claim. So let me just point out, he wanted to interrupt. So let's just point out to the audience
no.
what he wanted to interrupt for.
Yeah, no.
He wanted to revert the proof for the third
no,
time.
I'm not asking you to prove anything. I'm just asking how
Even
you
though
would.
that was the end of the last
I'm just
housekeeping
asking
question.
how you
and
would
yet
vary
again he begged the
gravity,
question.
but you
Now
can
needs
answer
to
the question, can you?
burden of proof for the third time by constantly obfuscating this housekeeping question that 10th
Oh
man's
no,
not
I'm
getting
going to
to
keep
ask.
asking you a question, Nathan, until you answer. How would I vary
You're asking
gravity?
proof you're claiming gravity. I know, I've just pointed
I'm
out
not
there's
asking you to
burden of
prove
proof.
anything. I'm not asking you to prove anything. I'm asking how you would vary it.
Right. What's
I'm
your problem?
I'm asking how you would vary it, but you can't seem to answer.
Oh, I would vary gravity, the thing you're claiming.
No.
Wow.
In
Maybe
an
it's reverse that
experiment-
burden of proof.
No.
Maybe if you just ignore me by talking to me, you won't catch.
I understand having no testicles is frustrating, Nathan, but in an experiment, how would you vary gravity?
It's your claim, not mine, you moron.
It's a question, not a claim.
It's your claim.
Yeah,
It's reversing the burden of proof,
right?
and then constantly filibustering, right?
So when I tell you how to vary gravity, you then go, no, that's not varying gravity.
You haven't told us how to prove gravity yet.
Gravitationally shifted,
Persisted. He's
gravitationally
a liar.
redshifted photons
Right,
prove
Ken.
gravity.
He didn't say he was varying gravity. He said he was varying distance
Which
to cause
varies
gravity,
gravity.
after changing
F
variable
equals
in
G
this
and 1 M2 over R
non-experiment.
squared. I
Now
understand,
he's
you don't
saying that
understand.
he can vary gravity. So now he's going to substitute the IV for gravity, it would seem.
Correct.
Nathan, I don't think you even know what an IV is. No, in fact,
oh, right. I don't know what an IV is.
No,
Oh,
in fact,
not,
I
yeah,
guarantee
I am
you
about
don't know what an IV
cause
is.
I'm gonna bear it.
Nathan, I guarantee
Yeah,
you don't
even
know
though
what an IV
previously
is.
the cause was
Nathan,
distance,
Nathan,
and now
you've
it's
never
going to be
done
you
science
varying
in your
gravity.
life.
Now
Nathan,
the IV is gravity, wasn't it? The DV a minute ago.
I mean, this is
my
the
bad.
things
That was
that you were.
Redshift.
This is the
All
things
very
that you are
confused,
saying,
Craig.
not me.
I don't
so.
understand. I can't pay attention to this nonsense, right?
Cool. So Nathan, in an experiment, how would you vary gravity?
Oh, cool, mate. I'm believing for you.
Let's move on.
Nathan, in an experiment, how would you vary gravity?
Any of the fields of
So Nathan,
cosmology.
how would you vary gravity in an experiment?
Is it safe to say that Fight the Flat Earth is a pseudoscientist?
I'm not a scientist at all.
That's a good note to end on.
I'm an engineer.
If you are watching this on either Nathan Oakley 1980 or Nathan Oakley Premiering streams, then stay tuned as there will be an after show to follow. Unfortunately, if you are watching this live, this is where we bid you farewell. A huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of you.
Running away from me. It's amazing.
Shared, subscribe, and all that good
That
stuff.
was
You should
awesome.
It's a roughly after show, numbnuts.
Oh, that was fun.
Fight the fly, 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 fight the fly.